All right, so let's look at this puppy. Um, this is just a $20 league, so not really that big of a deal. Um, but I wanted to experiment and make sure that I got basically all the best closers, as you can see. So I did. And the only way to do that really was to draft in round one, unless unless you were going to trade draft picks, which you can't do in Yahoo. So I went Diaz, Class A, Hader, Devin Williams. I think those are the four best. Maybe Romano is in there. And then Helsley, which I love. And then got Alexis, Diaz, and Clay Holmes. I also got Leclerc later on. So, I have the best closers. There are teams, I don't think there's another team with three true closers. I have like seven or eight maybe, because Leclerc, I think, makes eight. I got Will Smith as my catcher, Buxton, outfielder, Tyler Stevenson. Ooh, that was a reach, but Tyler Stevenson as my other catcher. Polanco at second. Josh Bell's a good fallback at first. Miguel Vargas will be at first or second. Josh Young. And now we can start to look at my actual team instead of the draft order. But let's look at my team. So I made some moves, but let's look at my pitching. Diaz, Class A, Hader. What's going on with Hader? Cool, he's perfect. To me, Hader is going to be number one or two. He's going to be better than Class A. He's going to get probably more saves than Class A. I mean, he's better than Class A. More strikeouts. He just wasn't last year. But Diaz, Class A, Hader, Devin Williams, we already went over this. Those six. Alexis Diaz is pretty filthy. He's not a bad team, but and then Holmes and Leclerc, like I said. So I picked up Malley, I picked up Kikuchi, I picked up Reed Detmers, Jack Flaherty, and Kyle Muller. Kyle Muller is a pretty weak pickup. So is Kikuchi, but I did like them as kind of super sleepers. I'm going to stream. I wanted to make sure I picked up those guys, Malley and Detmers and Flaherty. But I'm not going to hold them for the whole year. I'm going to stream them. I just wanted to make sure that I got them before someone else did. I'll probably end up keeping those. Well, I hope to keep those three, Flaherty, Detmers, and Malley. But before we look at my offense, let's look at what starting pitching is on the waiver wire here, still available. Okay, these are the trends. Martin Perez, nah. Ross Stripling's decent. Eric Lauer's okay. Sean Manaea has an uptick in velocity. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Manaea right now and drop Kyle Muller. Kyle Muller's not going to get me a lot of wins. But Sean Manaea is definitely a sleeper or a bounce-back candidate. Eduardo Rodriguez is Fat could be okay. Sonny Gray is a solid pitcher. I actually like Bradish as a breakout. James Paxton is delayed. Michael Kopech, increasing changeup usage. Okay, whatever. Everyone's down on Kopech, 30% rostered. I do get it, but almost a strikeout per inning, and he had a 3.54 ERA with a 1.19 WHIP, and that was disappointing. We know he didn't live up to his potential. Mackenzie Gore is a better pitcher, I think, than anyone is giving him credit for. What's he owned like? No, that's Pavetta. Mackenzie Gore is 10% owned. He's on a terrible team. But through 8 starts, he had a 1.5 ERA to begin the year last year. So, but, you have Jordan Walker, Kelnick, Alec Thomas. These are all kind of prospects or post-hypers. Yeah, you got another close. So I think my pitching, my starting pitching is going to be competitive, I think, but it's going to be brought up by my friggin' elite closers. All right, I have friggin' like what I think will be at least 5 elite closers, and Diaz could have elite numbers, even if he doesn't get 30 saves. Holmes will be I think, a solid, very good closer, and Leclerc could be as well. So what does my offense look like? Okay, Will Smith, Josh Bell, Polanco, Josh Young, Ezekiel Tovar, Buxton, Will Myers. I'm just going to play him at home. Stevenson, Miguel Vargas. I don't need to win 3 out of 5 categories. I do need to win at least 40% of my offensive matchups. And I believe I'll win over 60%, close to 70%, which is hard to do, but I've really given myself, like, in any one particular week, if I want to guarantee that, not guarantee, but, huge probability that I win whip, ERA, and saves, I can just not stream any starters or pick my spots later on if the guy, I might lose Ks, but if the other guy has like 5 starts and he's got 1 win to show for it, maybe I got to win for my relievers, but also maybe I go ahead and throw a good matchup streamer, try to get a win, tie that spot. More likely, I'm going to stream a whole bunch of good matchups because we can push it back, starting pitching, to basically not drafting any because it's so deep. On the waiver wire, there are 3 guys I like on the waiver wire that aren't just Kyle Bradish, Michael Kopech, hoping on them. Kenta Maeda is probably on the waiver wire. I think he's going to be solid, 3, 5, 1, whatever. He doesn't get a lot of innings, but nobody does. So let's look at home runs. Bell should get 25-ish, Will Smith 25, Polanco 25, Young 25, Ezekiel, I don't know, 18, 20. Buxton, could get 40. Will Myers is whatever. And CJ Abrams is probably going to go ahead and be my util guy. Miguel Vargas could get 20 and 10. CJ Abrams will get, 5, but 30 stolen bases. So maybe I just use Abrams whenever. But, so, I have some holes. But let's look at my week 1 matchup. See how the offense... Yeah, all right, so I'm going to get smoked. But there are more than home runs. And I have, I think, a good amount of runs, guys. Polanco should get some runs. Tovar should eventually bat higher up. Buxton will bat higher. Vargas will got to bat 2, 3, 4, 5. Abrams will bat leadoff. Stevenson should be... In fact, it looks like I have more RBI guys, but they're just not very good RBI guys. I think Young and Buxton will get me some RBI. I think Josh Bell will get me 90 RBI. I think he's very underrated. I think Polanco could get 90 and 90 with 30 home runs. But, so it's a bit weak. But I wanted to see what would happen. So, and you don't have to do as extreme a version of what I did there either. You don't have to draft anybody in the first, any closers in the first 2 or 3 rounds, really. And then you just get maybe 2 elite guys in the 4th and 6th or whatever, if Romano is considered elite, or you get maybe Hader in the 4th and then Devin in the 6th or whenever, Helsley in the 6th. So it's not a bad way to go. The whole point is there are some... starting pitching is really deep in the middle tier, and I think hitting is actually deeper than people think, but only in a daily lineup league.